what to do with 3 similar articles. And this goes into a direction we see all the time on site audits. And one of the most important things we do on site audits is to define which article needs to rank where. So site audit contains a content audit. Content audit means we check all the pages that are on the site and try to define which article is aimed at which keyword. So if you have 3 similar articles, what's very likely to happen is that first, you're not having a page 1 result. What's very likely to happen is that the 3 different URLs are sometimes coming up in rankings, that across different markets, across different Google search engines, for example, US, UK, Australia, different URLs of these 3 are ranking. And this essentially means Google is confused. And if Google is confused, you don't get a page 1 ranking. What you want to do is to get those articles probably into a proper relation where you can say, make one the main article and have the other ones linked to this main article and give the other ones like a different focus. What we want to have is we want to have one focus, not per keyword necessarily, but per search intent. So you might talk about brown shoes with different search intents. You could have an article about are brown shoes elegant enough for a dinner party? And you could have an article about the best top 10 brown shoes or elegant brown shoes or whatever. These would be different search intents. The article would cater to different search intents, so that would be fine. You can interlink them properly and Google can still make sense of them. The issue we see very often is that people keep talking about the same article, the same topic from the same perspective and the same angle. And this is then an issue because it really hinders Google's capability to figure out what you actually want. So we want to make Google's life easier. That has been a very good strategy for 19 years now. Make Google's life as easy as possible and make sure that 3 articles are very well differentiated. Sometimes, and we have one of these clients, for example, they need to produce similar content all the time. Then I would suggest you put in so-called canonical tags where you tell Google, look, this is an article, but it's essentially very similar to this one. So use this one for rankings. Don't rank this one. We just use it, for example, for social media or for Google Discovery or whatever. But use that one in order to get all the rankings. So the new article, all the links, all the social buzz, etc., they would be getting, Google would transfer it to the canonical referenced article. Definitely. The question we got here was, can I rank with my single page website? So single page websites are something you don't see it too often, but you see it especially on businesses that drive Facebook traffic, for example, in particular. They use this like a landing page or like a mini website in order to have something on there, which is like one single page. You can, whenever you click around, you just jump around on this page. This is a single page website. These pages are very often hard to rank, to be honest. Just because if you think about the user experience, there's usually not too much content there. If the site is too long and has a lot of content, it's going to load very slowly. On the other hand, you don't have the power of internal linking from other blog posts, for example, other content resources, etc., on your site, which you would have in other places. Also, in terms of user experience, it's not as good as a full-featured website because you can't click around and get more references, further references on other articles. So single-page websites, I have them seen ranking, especially if they have a lot of social media feedback or engagement, a lot of backlinks pointing to them, and they rank especially obviously for the brand name. Sometimes also if it's closely related for other terms. My recommendation is that I wouldn't go on purpose for a single page website. If you need a landing page, you can always duplicate your homepage or whatever works for you as a landing page and have it no indexed by Google and use this for paid traffic. Whenever it's about SEO, I usually recommend using full-featured websites, and at least add like 10-20 articles on a blog section or a resources section you can work with for SEO purposes. Definitely it can rank. You want to work very hard on your backlink profile and see what you can do in terms of user experience on this single page website. So it's fast, but it also gives enough references, maybe some external links, and see if you can get it ranking there. More often than not, I would add a blog section, because usually single page websites very often are also based on a CMS that can handle like a resources or blog or news section, and add more content, because it's going to give you more flexibility.